So this is just a little idea that I had about making an Easter egg. I hope you're having a really nice Easter. I'll show you the footage that I've got now, and let me know what you think. Okay, so here's my pile of plastic bottles. Doesn't look that much yet, but so you can see where I'm going with this. What we're going to do is hold that like that. I don't think the shape's quite right yet. I think I need to take a little bit off here, a little bit off there, yeah, and then I need to take a little bit off there, and then they'll go together. So that's it there. I'll let you know. Waiting for my washing to dry. Let me have a little look and see whether that's dry. Let me have a look in here. Not quite yet. It's a bit dodgy, this machine, but I think lots of dryers are a bit dodgy, aren't they? So let's turn it off, and then we'll turn it on again. No. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll hang it up outside. So quick update. That's what I meant. So I found it easiest to just chop the bottle in half, right? And then gradually get this bit off, it kind of by spiralling around until I got this. So I'm going to do that now with the other one. So now I've got two bits, right? And then I'm pretty sure this is going to work, basically. I'm going to need to probably fill that hole at the bottom somehow. Maybe even have to just get some, I don't know, I'll figure out how I'm going to do that. So I'll make a second one of these, and then we'll go get some chocolate. So there's the idea. That's my mould. So I'm going to put my chocolate in there. And I think that looks quite good. And as a little bonus, you're going to get the kind of shape from the plastic bottle. Yeah. I also found out. So a couple of the guys came in here and said, "What's going on? What are you doing with that bottle?" I said, "I'm making an Easter egg." Lots of confused looks. I said, "You don't know what an Easter egg is," even though they're saying Happy Easter to me. Maybe we'll, show them what it's like to have an Easter egg. Hopefully I can show you guys, what they think of the Easter egg. Maybe we'll bring Easter eggs to Malaysia. I'll let you know how we get on. I'll go get some chocolate. So let's go see if we can find some chocolate for our homemade Easter egg. You definitely can't buy an Easter egg in Malaysia, I don't think. We're going to have to do it ourselves. We'll figure out how we're going to get it done, and we'll see how we get on. I'll let you know. Here we go again. Oh, definitely sunglasses weather. I wish I could get a haircut, but I just read an article. Penang, Malaysia government, or whoever, I don't know, says that hairdressers, barbers, not essential. Hopefully my videos are getting to you guys alright. Hopefully the right people can see the right videos. I've got videos that I want, some particular people to see. I've got videos that I want. We are just walking down the street, so if we give the motorbikes and stuff, I'll do my best. I've got videos that I want SSTS, if that means anything to you. SS space TS, SSTS guys. If that means something to you, then I've got messages that I want to get to you. Hopefully I can get, my point across. It seems like maybe I haven't been getting my point across to you guys very well recently, because I'm on the other side of the world. So this is my way to get my point across to you. It'd be more like we're just working. Not that I'm working here, because obviously I'm on holiday. I don't want to breach my visa. Let's have a look here. So we've got some dairy milk chocolate. I think I'm going to get, what I really want is just a pure chocolate. I wonder if these guys have, there's one. Yeah, so that looks good to me. That pure chocolate one there. So that's 6 ringgit. So that's like about £1.20. That's a 100-gram bar. So I think that's actually a bit cheaper than in the UK. But this is definitely a really luxury item here because it's got its own fridge, and I think it's more expensive than a lot of the things here. So let's have a look inside. So that one's fruit and nut. That one's fruit and nut as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get this one here. And then maybe, wonder if there's any other ones. Yeah, and we'll get this one to start with, and then we'll see how we get on.
Hello, how are you?
Hey man, how's it going? Can I have this please?
6 ringgit.
Sweet, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm concentrating so much on telling you what trying to tell you what's going on, getting my dairy milk chocolate for my Easter egg that I'm going to make. I don't think that's enough chocolate, but we'll see. Sometimes you'd be surprised with chocolate. Maybe we'll do 2 layers, maybe we'll make a couple. But I was concentrating so much on telling you the next bit of what I'm going to do that I left my change after banging on about how it's such a luxury product. I dropped my 10 ringgit on the thing for the 6 ringgit item and just pissed off. It's only like 2 quid, but I do feel a bit embarrassed there, so I don't want to come across a rude person to anyone, and I'm definitely doing making this egg, you know, to share our culture with these guys a little bit, or you know, with my friends at the hotel. So you know, I certainly don't want to come across with the wrong tone to anyone. I want to get my point across to everyone. So. Okay, so here we are back in the kitchen. What I normally do to melt chocolate would be use a bowl, like a glass bowl. Then I put it over a pan on the stove with some boiling water in it. Make sure that the boiling water doesn't touch the glass bowl. Then put your chocolate in there and stir it, and it'll melt. That's kind of the proper way. Or you could, alternatively, you could just put it in a container, stick it in the microwave for maybe 30 seconds, but just take it out every 10 seconds and stir it. So that's another way. However, I don't have a glass bowl and I don't have a microwave. So I'm going to make kind of a like a bain-marie type thing. So they're used a lot for things like keeping food hot in the food service industry. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my chocolate out of the fridge that's here. Got my nice bar of dairy milk chocolate there. And what I'm going to do is I've found this this container here. So that's just a metal container. I think that's going to conduct the heat through it really well. I don't want to bang on about food science too much, and I'm certainly no expert, but there are certain enemies of chocolate, and water is one of them, seriously. So here's my chocolate, here's my bowl. Sorry, so it's very difficult for me to film and do everything at the same time, because there is just me. So let's open the... Look at that, tell me you don't want some of that with the nice foil on it. Oh, that is... Right, so I'm going to open it up. So it is kind of, it's everything I can do to not just take a bite out of that now. It looks like Willy Wonka style. Hey man, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey, you okay? Nice to see you, nice to see you. So everything I can do to not sort of take a bite out of that Willy Wonka style, but I'll break it up, put it into chunks into the metal bowl. And definitely don't forget to wash your hands, particularly with what's happening at the moment. Always with food service, or you know, anytime you're feeding food to anyone, including yourself. You know, wash your hands first, and then you'll know that you're providing safe food. Sorry, mate. Okay, so here's how we're getting on. I've banged on and on about the water being the enemy of chocolate, and then I've got it a bit wet, but you know, just giving you all the information that I know. And you know, we'll see how maybe water affects the chocolate. You know, I can't say I've ever got it wet before. I'm breaking my bits of chocolate up. Unfortunately, a little bit of water did get in there, but you know, such is life. We'll see how it affects it. Hopefully, it doesn't. You know, it's just a tip that I've heard that's not really something that you want to be mixing in with your chocolate. So yeah. Right. Okay, so how are we getting on over here? Video looks like a bag of shit. Okay, so let's see how we're getting on here. Is it melting? Yeah, it is melting, so that works. That's definitely gonna. That's melting really quickly, actually. Yeah, that's definitely gonna work. So if you haven't got a bowl, you know, you can figure something out. Yeah, I think these guys use this for rice and stuff. I know, yeah, but you know, there might be bowls in your house that look similar to this bowl that maybe you could clean out and use. So let's get this melting. Technically, you know, I'm possibly scorching the chocolate here. So what I've realised is that we've still got this problem with the hole at the bottom, so you don't want to be able to. Obviously, if we pour the chocolate in there, that's just gonna pour out the bottom. So what I've done is taken a bit of the top of the bottle. All right, and I'm just gonna put that inside. Hopefully, I'll be able to. You know, it should stop it enough. Cool. So looks like that's going to work. If you put that piece inside there, but the only thing is it's going to move around. So my first thought was I could get a lighter and melt it, but I think if you do that, you're going to affect the food safety of the bottle. Maybe release fumes into it, and I definitely don't want to hurt anyone. Just like I said earlier, you know, I want to give people a good time and not a bad time, particularly if I'm giving them something they've never had before. You know, so I don't think that's a good idea. So I need to think of another way to get this to sort of stay in place. So I think that is quite important that it stays in place. My other thought process is cling film, but again, not sure with that. Okay, so I can't think of anything to do with this. Maybe I would. You could maybe. You know those little split pins that you can get? If you could clean one of those, put it through, then you could pull the piece of plastic down using your hand through the hole in the bottom. I don't know how well I'm explaining myself there, but imagine if you got a split pin and put it through this, then you could use that as a little handle. In fact, I'm going to go get a paperclip or something. I'll be right back. I think I might staple it in place and then wash it really, really well. You know, I think a little piece of metal like that, as long as a piece of metal should be fine. It's not going to get too hot. Again, you know, you do the best thing that you can do, and you know, I can't guarantee that's going to be safe. My other idea is get something like this, which is just an unwound paper clip, again, which I've washed. So anything that you use sort of that isn't normally used for food, you know, check online whether that's safe for you to use. My gut feeling is that this would be. You know, that's just some metal that I've washed, and we're not going to get really hot or anything. So I think that should be fine. Yeah, so I reckon stapling it's probably the best idea, but I can't. There is a stapler, but it's too short to get from that from one side to the next. So I'm going to give it a go with the little unwound paper clip, and I'll let you know. So here's what I've come up with. I've kind of I've pierced holes through my little individual piece of plastic, so my little small extra piece of plastic there, and then I've pushed the paper clip, unwound paper clip through that, and then it comes out the bottom of the bottle, and you hook them on like that, and then it sits in place quite nicely, actually. So I'm really happy with that. I'd recommend doing it that way, or using staples, and then just cleaning the whole thing just to make sure it's really clean before you put the chocolate in. So I want everyone to be able to do this, but I want everyone to be able to do this safely. I want you to think about your food safety. I want you to think about your personal safety. So what I did was when I was cutting the holes into this one to make the second one, right? So I got this with the two holes. What I did was I put it flat on here, okay? Put it flat on there, and then I got the scissors here in one hand, like that. You know, it is scissors, so be careful. And then I put the scissor there, and then I span that around like that, but using my other hand. Right, spin it around, and pull it up, and you'll eventually get these holes, okay, that are big enough to put your paper clip through. Cool. So I've got my two halves, my two molds. That works really well, really well. The focus. That works really well. That paperclip trick. So if you've just got you know, if you got 2 bottles, you know, it's now sounding like quite an extensive list of requirements, but my point is, I like the bottle idea, and then you can figure it out from there. You know, you're on lockdown, you know, it's Easter Sunday, you know, I spend half an hour doing this. Give something really nice to your loved one, friends, or whoever you're close to, or you know, lucky enough to be able to spend time with. So these guys are with my friend. I'm speaking with my friends Daniel and Annie, and they were just saying about some. Hey Annie. They were just saying about this amazing homemade soap.
We really do have a homemade soap.
Yeah.
We do it traditionally.
Yeah.
So this is how is it?
Oh, nice. Okay.
It doesn't contain any
It doesn't contain anything. And do you see the green thing inside there?
Yeah. What is that green
one
thing
of the
inside
herbs from Silagi.
Ah.
Silagi
Okay.
is
So the reason I'm so worried about it getting cold is because it's 35 degrees here, so the chocolate's basically default state is melted. So that's why dairy milk comes in a fridge here. Back home it's just on the shelf. But just to let you know why why I was trying to get it into the freezer so quickly. Yeah, so this way that I thought of doing it, where if you spoon it at the top, right? So you're going to spoon it at the cut bit of the edge, and then you're going to just then it will run down, because really what you want to do is not have all the chocolate pooled at the bottom. You want to you know, have a nice even thing. So turn it, make a little cement mixer, and just get the chocolate all over the edge of the thing here, all the little mold that we've made, and like right at the cut edge, and then I'll show you. Yeah, this way definitely works better. Get your chocolate in there, and then use a little kind of cement mixer technique to go round and round and round. And obviously, to start with, it's gonna only put a little bit of chocolate on. But as you go round and round and round, the chocolate sets. Okay, and you're building up that thickness. So you don't want it to be so thin that it doesn't work, or breaks really easily. But you don't want it to be so thick that it's like, you know, just a big blob of chocolate. Like I said that before. So one thing I will say is you need to leave a little bit of chocolate in your bowl here for 2 reasons. First, chef's treat, and secondly, because we need to stick the 2 halves together, so we'll use a bit of chocolate to do that. So, okay, so I put the other one into the freezer, but this one, the chocolate's pulled at the bottom a little bit. I don't think it's too bad. It looks a little thin at the top. Maybe if I was going to do this again, I would be saying to maybe melt it. What would we do? I'd probably say do a thin layer first, then get that in the fridge, and then add a second layer. But you know, we'll see what we get. I'll pop this into because this is cold now, 100%. I'll pop that into the fridge, and then we'll, because just while the other one's going. So it's not the greatest, but I found this little container. That'll do. That'll do to keep it, you know, cold-ish. I probably could have wrapped it in cling film as well, but again, I don't have any cling film, and I'm sorry, I'm also not trying to keep it cold. I'm trying to keep it protected from other smells and stuff that might be in the fridge. So as well, another thought, I turned it the other way up. So that before we had it like that way up, you know, with the cut side at the top and the openings of the screw top bit of the bottle at the bottom. So when I took it out of the freezer to put it into the fridge and put it in the tub, I turned it the other way up. So then maybe it will distribute round, maybe it will fall out. Who knows? But we'll see how we get on. And I'll let you know. So I just took this one out of the freezer. Looks really good. It's worked. You know, it's frozen. I think there's a slight issue inside where it's a bit thin at the top and a bit thick at the bottom, but I think that's probably part of the course when doing this kind of thing. But you know, maybe you could do a better job of turning it and twisting it around as you go than I've been able to do. But then to kind of counteract that, I'm going to try now, and I'm going to put it face down on a plate. I'll show you. So yeah, here's the one that's just come out of the freezer. I'm just going to put it down on a plate like that. All right. Yeah, and then we'll put that whole assembly in the fridge, and it will hopefully maybe slide down the edges a little bit and give us a bit of a more even coating. So I've put this one face down like that, so maybe that now I put it in the freezer, it will get a better coating, all nice even coating. I'll put Hey guys, so I just went out to get some food to eat. Forgive that I'm looking a little warm. I am pretty warm. But anyway, let me show you the egg. So here we are. I'm pretty happy with that. But what I need to do is get it to come out, right? And I think it is. It's looking promising. So what we're going to do is just use this little thing that we've done here just to try and maybe just get it to push out. But I'm just going to carefully do that because I'm struggling to getting that to come out. Maybe I'm going to introduce some scissors, so I'm just going to put that back in the fridge. Put that back in the fridge, and then, or should I try cutting it from the top? I wish I'd thought of that before, because then I would have been able to cut it from the top. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's not quite worked out. Unfortunately, it looks like the what I should have done probably. Bearing in mind I'm making this up on the spot. What I should probably have done was put oil in inside the plastic bottle. Then maybe it would work. Maybe you guys would like to give it a go. Maybe you can get it to work. But I've got a plan B. What we're going to do, we're going to use this like a little bowl. Okay. I know it's not hugely aesthetically pleasing, but it captures the kind of thing that I'm getting for with the shape. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt all the chocolate down again, because you can do that, that's fine. We'll melt all the chocolate down. We'll get this back to having one egg in it. So then you'll have cold chocolate. You'll have like cold chocolate, and then it's not quite worked out, but what we're going to do instead is we'll have half an egg. We'll do some. So that'll be with cold chocolate. Then we'll put some sweeties and chocolates and all that good stuff inside, and then we'll pour hot chocolate over the top, or warm chocolate over the top of it. And I think that captures the Easter spirit. Sure. Yeah, I think it's. I don't know if it's split. I don't think it's split, to be honest. But basically, that's never going to get into those again. So ditch that, I think. So I've got these 2 cups, and I'm going to get my sweets and stuff. I've got lots of different stuff, and I'm going to put that in. So I've got some Kit Kat bites. I've got some M&Ms, chocolate ones, nice. I've got some little dairy milk bar there. Got a little Kit Kat there, and got a little 5-star Cadbury bar as well. So I'm going to put those in these little cups, mix it in with some of so that'll be cold, that's straight out of the freezer, and then that's going to be warm, and I think it's still going to be delicious, Easter themed. Oh, I've got something else. Oh, this lime that I bought as well, so maybe I'll not put that in actually. So it's not quite gone to plan, but you know, given the time frame that I've had at the kitchen that I've got, I've done my best. Hopefully I represented Easter. I've managed to get a little bit of Easter egg there on the top of that one. I've got the warm chocolate inside and lots of stuff. And I think really it's all about just showing showing a little bit of Easter support. So why don't you see what you can create and share with the people close to you right now. Let's give you this. Here you go. It's not gone quite right, and I'm not filming in the right direction, but it's like an Easter egg. So it's supposed to be like a round egg, but. So it's supposed to be like a round egg, like an oval shape, like I was trying to make earlier, like you saw, but it didn't go quite right. So instead, I just mixed some sweets, and there's some cold sweets and hot chocolates in there, and an extra chocolate bar there for you as well. Okay,
Thank you very much. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Thanks, Annie. Well, I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad that Annie she's so nice, really a genuinely nice person. I can't find Daniel at the moment, but I'll give him his later. Just wanted to share an idea with you that I came up with, 4 or 5 hours ago. Share some happiness, share some English culture, let you know what I'm up to, and have some fun in the process. Let me know what you can create. What do you think of what I did? Did any of my ideas manage to actually work for you? Did you try the oil trick? If you like the video, like the video. If you want to comment. I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to me on YouTube. But whatever you want, just have a really good Easter and happy Easter, everyone. And happy birthday to my really close friend, Martin.